I get it standing in the backyard with a stack of new grills online, trying to decide if a 24-inch ceramic cooker is worth the space, the price, and the learning curve can feel like a gamble. You're probably wondering whether you'll actually use those extra cooking inches or just end up with a fancy metal box that sits idle. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's walk through the real-world experience of the Kamado Joe Big Joe Series 3 and see if it's the kind of investment that will actually show up on your dinner table, not just on a wish list. First off, the biggest question people have is, do I really need a ceramic Kamado for everyday cooking? If you're the type who throws a few burgers on a gas grill once a week, you'll probably be better off with a simpler, cheaper setup. The Big Joe is built around a 24-inch ceramic bowl that holds 450 square inches of cooking surface. That's a lot of room for low and slow, indirect heat, plus the ability to sear, bake, and smoke in one go. The upside is you get that true Kamado heat retention, meaning you can go from a slow-cooked brisket at 225°F to a blister-hot sear at 700°F without swapping equipment. The downside? That kind of versatility comes with a heavier, more deliberate setup. You'll need a dedicated spot in your yard, and the ceramic dome does add several pounds before you even factor in the heavy-duty cart. Speaking of the cart, that's where the premium part of the package really shows up. The rolling cart is made from galvanized steel, complete with lockable wheels, a storage shelf, and a side table that can hold tools or a side of salad while you're tending a pork shoulder. In practice, it turns the whole grill into a mobile kitchen island. I've seen people push it out to the patio, set up a prep station, and then roll it back under a pergola when the evening cools. The only hitch is the wheel lock can be a little stiff at first. You have to give it a firm push to engage. Once it's locked, though, the grill sits rock solid, which is exactly what you want when you're dealing with high heat and a heavy ceramic bowl. Now let's talk about the features that actually affect your cooking day-to-day. The SloRoller hyperbolic smoke chamber is Kamado Joe's patented addition that adds an extra chamber for indirect heat and smoke circulation. In layman's terms, you get a more even smoke distribution without having to constantly shuffle charcoal or adjust vents. I've watched a friend use it for a whole hog, and the smoke stayed consistent for over 12 hours with minimal flare-ups. That consistency can be a game changer if you're chasing that deep, wood-smoked flavor. However, the extra chamber adds a bit of complexity when you're cleaning out ash. You have to disassemble the insert and clear the lower compartment, which takes an extra 10 minutes compared to a standard Kamado. Airflow control is another practical piece. The control tower top vent lets you fine-tune the draft without having to reach over the hot dome. You can make micro-adjustments while the grill is closed, which is great for maintaining a steady temperature during a long smoke. The air lift hinge, a newer design, reduces the effort needed to open and close the heavy dome. You'll notice the difference the first time you lift it. After a few hours of cooking, the dome swings up smoothly instead of feeling like a metal weight. The trade-off is the hinge mechanism is a moving part that can wear over years of heavy use, so you'll want to keep an eye on it and maybe grease it occasionally. Who should buy the Big Joe? If you're a backyard enthusiast who loves experimenting with different cooking styles, think low and slow ribs one weekend, pizza night the next, and a quick sear on a steak after that. The 450 square inches give you the flexibility to do it all without crowding the cooking surface. The 3-tier divide and conquer system lets you partition the grill into separate zones, a direct heat zone for searing, an indirect zone for smoking, and a middle zone for gentle roasting. I've seen a home cook use the top tier for a batch of chicken wings, the middle for a tray of roasted vegetables, and the bottom for a slow-cooked pork butt, all at the same time, each with its own temperature profile. That kind of multitasking is where the value really shines, especially if you often host small gatherings and want to keep everything moving without juggling multiple pieces of equipment. On the flip side, if you live in a condo with limited patio space, or you're primarily after quick weekday meals, the size and price tag may feel excessive. The ceramic bowl, while excellent for heat retention, does require a bit of a learning curve to master the temperature swing. Beginners might find the initial ramp-up time frustrating. Getting a steady 250°F for a brisket can take 3,040 minutes of charcoal arrangement and vent fiddling. If you're not ready to invest that time, a simpler charcoal kettle